Hi Essential families, I just wanted to reach out to you and let you know how to set up your Essentials curriculum. Every parent is going to set up a little bit differently, and I'm going to try to show you the simplest way possible. You're going to receive 3 packets when you get your curriculum. The first one I want you to open up is your Essentials curriculum. When you open that up, you will have tabs and you will put everything in that shrink wrapped packet in your notebook under the correct tab. It's broken down by week, and this is exactly what your tutor will be going through in class each week. I highly recommend that you read each week so that you are prepared to be engaged in class and also to help your student at home. Our next package is our Essentials Solutions packet. This packet has mastery charts, some editing exercises, the answers to the editing exercises, as well as the answers or solutions to the weekly sentences. Now, as you saw in the curriculum, there are some weekly sentences that your student will practice each week. Your solutions manual gives you the answers on how to parse and diagram each of these weekly sentences. There are 5 sentences for each week starting on week 3, and you can do as many as you want. They go from number 1 being the easiest to number 5 being the hardest. So if you're a first tour student, this is your first time in Essentials, you'll just want to do sentence 1 or 2 each week. If you're a second or third year student, you're going to want to try to do all 5 sentences. Moms, you will use this to walk your student through parsing and diagramming each and every one of those sentences. Where do the students do this? They can do it on notebook paper. They can do it on a dry erase. They can do it however you want. So that brings me to the student notebook. In my student notebook, I have a copy of the mastery charts next to the ones that they have to fill in. These are in page protectors so that they can copy them over and over. You won't have to copy every single chart, and they don't need to copy every single chart. If they just repeat it to you, or if you go over the charts weekly together, that will be plenty of practice for your student. For those sentences that I mentioned, there are analytical task sheets. I put mine in a page protector so we can just do sentence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do them quickly. This is a great way to practice without having to print a lot of paper. There's also quid et quo that we will get into, really pulling out the words out of each sentence and putting them in the right category towards the second semester. I also have some math games in this notebook and other helps. Whatever you think is going to help your student, you can put it in his notebook. I separated it by week. The Onward packet on CC Connected. So if you go to CC Connected Learning Center under the Essentials tab, for cycle 2, they have an Onward packet, and I print out whatever I think my student will do. So if you're a first or second year student, you don't need to print out all the things. If you're, a second or third year student, maybe you want to give them a little more work to do because they are getting older, then you can print out more pages. Print out however many pages that you would like your student to complete. What I love about the Onward packet is that they have this great little checklist. So I usually print that out. That's page 5. So I always print out page 5. And then I have spelling. They can practice the spelling and the spelling rule. There are some extra pages for your student to practice whatever grammar they have learned that week. Some blank charts. If they hate the dry erase, they can just use a pen or fun colors with markers or colored pencils, whatever works for your family. They also have like a spelling test, lots of practice using the vocabulary from both the Essentials Guide and the IEW book. So this is a lot of fun. I also print out some copywork for my student to practice cursive. And these are the history sonnets. So I just throw that in his notebook as well so that everything's in one place and he knows what he needs to complete for that week. He does like a page a day. I also have notebook paper in here for my students' rough draft for when they begin to write essays from our Teaching Writing with Structure and Style. So let me move to that. This is our Teaching Writing Structure and Style. This is our teacher's manual to teaching the Institute of Excellence in Writing curriculum. We will go over each and every unit throughout the year. Week 1 covers unit 1 and 2. So you'll want to read that before you come into class to be ready for the IEW portion of our day. We use this to teach, and then our students use their history-based writing to actually apply all the things that they're learning in this book. For example, on week 1, they will learn about the Middle Ages, and they will learn how to write a keyword outline. So this is your students, and it's consumable, and they write inside of this book. The teacher's manual mimics the students, but it has the answers in it for each week. So if your student is totally stumped and cannot think of what to write, then you have an example for them. Once they're done with their keyword outline, they can write their rough draft. There is not a space in this notebook, so that's why I have notebook paper in my student notebook for that.